Hey guys, in this video, I wanted to talk about with you guys how to balance your feminine and masculine energies, or maybe a way that could help you. Everybody's different, and what might work for one may not work for another. But it's a way that I found. I struggled for a while on how to balance my masculine and feminine energies. And it was something that through meditation and working with my highest self, uh, it was shown to me and it worked really well. And why there may be blocks, or what can cause a block or cause the imbalance of the feminine and masculine energy. So in this video, I'll tell you how I figured it out, why it might block it, and I've been going wrong at it the whole time and how I've been trying to figure it out. And then I'll give you an explanation of pretty much a rundown of a description of how to do it. I do plan on because I plan on starting up like a Patreon channel. So what I'll do going forward is I will give this information to people on YouTube. And then I also plan on making like guided meditations or guided journeys, like a shamanic journey. So though for those who have trouble doing it, or they just have trouble connecting to that, or I will also bring my energy in a safe space into it with a certain vibration to help assist in that. You guys will be able to find those videos on Patreon. So I plan on starting that like very, very soon. Hopefully this month, if not by the 1st of May. But if I can get running before then, I very well will, because I'm excited about that. So anyways, so I realized I had imbalances in my feminine and masculine energy, and I was trying to go about it in like a human way. I would auto write and journal and speak to both, see really what the perspective of my inner feminine was and see what the perspective of my inner masculine was. And, what is their dialogue? How do they feel between each other? Weirdly enough, the way they feel with each other really parallels a lot of relationships that I had in my life and how I view them. I also found that my own inner masculine in a lot of ways was to a lot of the guys, like to the type of guys I had dated. My own masculine was like that, is like that to some degree. And I was like that in, I don't know about many of my past lives, but at least some of my past lives where I don't know if you would say I was a womanizer, but I didn't respect women in the way I think most women would want to be respected. I didn't really value them, at least not in the way they would want to be valued. I didn't really hear them. I didn't really show up in the way that I wanted to. And I feel like in this lifetime, I'm kind of flipping on that and experiencing the other side of the karma, if you will. I use that loosely, but I'm experiencing the other side of that. I don't know if it's karma, but I chose to experience the other side and to see what that feels like and the lessons going along with that. And not only to see what it feels like and the lessons to go along with it, but to also heal both sides. So not only do I have to heal and understand from my feminine perspective, I also have to heal and understand from the masculine perspective and how to integrate them. And so now I'm on the other side, and I realized that, my feminine energy didn't really trust or respect the masculine. There was a lot of anger and resentment and bitterness and more than that, but that's lightly. But basically, didn't want much to do with him, and had a lot of expectations, had a lot of just other things that I don't know if it was unattainable, but just a lot of expectations basically, and not respecting, not valuing, and a lot of resentment and bitterness, and was like, you know what, I'll do it on my own, right? And then my masculine did not value my feminine, and didn't really like each other. They didn't really like want to be around each other, or they didn't really want to work together. Uh, if the masculine wanted to be around the feminine in a way, it was not for reasons she wanted, and vice versa. Their goals weren't really the same. Like it was just a conflicting energy, just not integrated in any way. And so I realized that I was like, I have to find a way, to integrate, to get them on the same team. They are at the end of the day. Like, I feel like a lot of what we're rising to is not so much the separation of ideas, but the union of them. I don't think it's so much the rising of the divine feminine. I think it's just the balancing of the feminine with the masculine and the healing of both. I think it's more the energy of the union of the energies. The idea of, yeah, there's two sides to a coin, but at the end of the day, it's just one coin, right? You have if you need to separate them for understanding, you have a feminine energy, you have a masculine energy, but at the end of the day, it's one energy, right? It's just separating to understand. And I think it's the coming back together of that. And I was like, how do I get them on the same page and to like each other and to value each other and to respect each other and to understand each other, and to not expect so much from each other, that even if there are so much of differences, there's also so much that can be worked together as the same, and there's value there. How do I get them to see the value and to work together and to come together? So I tried for a while, and then finally I just kind of, I wouldn't say gave up on it. I just figured that I knew it would come to me in some way and just let it be. And certain things happened in the meantime. And then one day I was laying in bed before I'd gotten up in the morning. And I try to do that sometimes as soon as I wake up, just to lay there and sit with myself, ask myself for my highest self questions or my guides. And that was really coming up. And it was just being shown to me that, to see my energy, I asked to see, okay, let me backtrack for a second. So I started thinking about somebody that I hadn't thought about in a while. It was a male energy. And, just for shadow work kind of sake, it doesn't mean you can't just want to reach out to somebody. But I knew there was a reason to it. So I started asking myself, why though? Why is this coming up for me to think about this person? What does this person represent to me? And I realized what I was missing was my masculine, my divine masculine, my inner masculine, my masculine energy. I have not a history, but I've had it happen quite a few times where, I don't know if you know, but in acupuncture or Chinese medicine, there's a thing called the husband and wife imbalance. And I've had that happen quite a few times where my energy kind of switches like that. And per Chinese medicine, your masculine energy should be, yes, balanced, but it should take the lead. The feminine follows the lead of the masculine energy. And mine will be imbalanced. And my acupuncturist will have to fix it and put it back in balance. Which is basically when the feminine energy will try to take over or take the lead. So I realized that I was missing my masculine energy and I needed to spend time with and connect to my masculine energy. It had come to me through certain things that I realized I really didn't understand or know my masculine energy. And that was especially before realizing that my own masculine energy is a lot like people I had dated in the past that I had issues with or whatever. So that was just more of a confirmation when I figured that out. So I spent time with him and realized that, and sat with the energy, focused on the energy. And then I realized that it just kind of came to me. Sorry, I'm all over the place. It just kind of came and I held it. It just wanted to be hugged and valued. I know this doesn't sound like a masculine energy, but it's still what my masculine energy did. Which kind of is the point of what I'm saying, or going to say. And it just started like bawling and crying, like as I was holding it, you know, in my mind's eye, what I'm seeing. And it was like at that moment that I realized that it's not just the feminines. I mean, I knew this, everybody's struggling, but it's not just the feminines that are struggling. It's not just them that are rising, you know, or having to work through stuff to rise. Because for one, if the feminines, just because of the balance, the play of energies that balance out, if one rises and one balances out, the other is going to have to adjust too. It's not just going to be one. Not only that, but every person, male or female, has masculine and feminine energies within them. So everybody's going to kind of be dealing with this. But I realized that the masculine energy was struggling as well. And then so I started focusing on why. I started asking, show me why the masculines are struggling as well. And I don't know exactly, but, you know, it started showing me a lot of the expectations and misperceptions that the masculines had as well, that they were having to come to terms with in life and women and relationships and expectations of being a male and everything like that. Same as like women, and kind of realizing that it's not at all what you thought, or maybe even feeling like you had been lied to, or it's just not working out in the way that you had thought, or you went about things in a certain way and it's not really the way you should have gone, or you didn't really get what you wanted from it, or whatever. You get the point. But they were kind of going through it too, just on the masculine side versus the feminine. All types of males, you know, all types of that do, you know, have different beliefs in relationships. I realized we're going through that. And so I don't remember exactly how I got to it, but I remember I ended up asking my highest self, show me how to integrate and how to have my feminine and my masculine energies come together and respect each other and integrate again and flow the way they're supposed to. And so I saw the two energies, again, just as a visual representation. I saw the two energies, one masculine, one feminine. And all of a sudden, I saw all the things that were in between them. And they were pretty much all human concepts, human thought forms, human emotions, human expectations, beliefs, traumas, you know, just like resentment, expectations, bitterness, loneliness, abandonment. I can't really think right now, but you know, the need to protect, the need to be strong, the need to, whatever it is, like everybody's going to be different on what they expect from a male and what they expect from a female. The idea of family and to take care of, and the expectation of things aren't fun, they need to be serious, right? Of that I must surrender, that I can't be me, not being heard, not being valued, just all these things. Your mind can go crazy, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of them are going to be the same for all of us, and then some of us are going to have individual ones based on our own situation. But all those things act as barriers and blocks to the male and the masculine and female energy. So either way, I felt guided in that, and I was guided to start mentioning to will them to be removed. So I would say, you know, remove resentment, remove bitterness, remove the trauma, remove the abandonment, remove the loneliness, remove blah, 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 you know, remove expectations. And I would keep removing and removing, not just on my side, but on my masculine side. Anything that would pop into my head, I would keep just removing. Whether I agreed with it or not, I would remove it, to the idea that I wanted to get those two energies standing alone, just of themselves, just the energy. I didn't want any human stuff put on them, just the energies. And as soon as I did that, until I had removed enough that I felt like, I was like, okay, this is good. And I would start to see the energies just kind of like do this little dance. They just started dancing together, doing their thing. And kind of like, then it's like, I almost saw it like go into my body and moving throughout my body. And then it went more so that I didn't see it as much as I felt it. And I would see it just kind of, I knew they were kind of dancing and moving and balancing and integrating and like doing their thing. And it was like then that it hit me, which by the way felt very good, because it was like my energy got balanced out, and I went from having like no energy to having a lot of energy, which doesn't always work that way, by the way. So don't get stuck or addicted to that like woohoo feeling, because once it balances out, it's like there's this high for a minute and then it kind of chills and grounds itself. And then you're just kind of like a new grounded you. And at first it felt like really good. So you kind of like are always expecting that, but it's not. It grounds and it relaxes out. But for that day, I was just like, it was crazy how much energy I had. But anyways, it was then that I realized that it was all the human stuff. Not that it's bad, but energy itself knows what to do, right? Like your human body, for the most part, if it's somewhat healthy or you know, functioning properly, you don't have to tell your body what to do. It knows what to do. It's a very intelligent, amazing organism, mechanism, whatever you want to call it. It does it on its own. It knows what to do. The energy does the same thing. It's our, I don't even want to say thoughts. It's our lower vibrational thoughts. And there's not always anything wrong with lower vibrational, but just follow me. It's the lower vibrational thoughts that cause the blockages and the barriers and the stagnancies. And it creates almost the chains and the walls around the energies to where it then separates them. Our human concepts that tries to separate, contrast, and analyze everything does the same thing to these two energies that really should be dancing and integrating as one, right? So because of that, they stay that way. And they can't come together in the way they're supposed to in the human body to like help your energy do what it's supposed to do. So I realized I had been going at it all wrong on trying to balance out those energies. I was trying to come at it from a human way and by human thought, instead of like the most obvious thing, going at it energetically from the start. It just didn't occur to me to remove all the humanness from it and let the energies balance themselves out. Now, the other concept is, you know, of course, like, oh, well, what happens as they kind of, you know, you're going to have those thoughts again, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it's something that you can do and practice often enough to where the idea is that it's not always about removing energies. It's about allowing the energies to be balanced enough to where if you're doing it enough and you're keeping yourself in that spot, like anything you train, right? Over time, it becomes that way the more and more you do it. So as you're sitting there doing it, those energies more and more often will stay harmonized and working together. And that energy, and by the way, when you're like that, your thoughts are more higher vibrational thoughts. So you're a little bit more compassionate. You're a little bit more understanding of yourself, your masculine, your feminine, and honestly, other masculine and feminines. That's why a lot of times doing like relationship work, just starting with the other, it doesn't really work a lot of times when our own masculine and feminine energies are in balance within ourselves. It really should start within, and not just on a human level, but an energetic level. It all starts with energy. Everything else is a physical manifestation of the energy. So the more and more that you can keep that balance, the more and more you're going to have the mind frame of a higher vibrational, healthier, more compassionate, balanced thought process and functioning and moving of energy, to where over time, that would be the main, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. That would be the, for lack of better words, the stronger, more prominent energy, which would eventually make the other ideology, concepts, way of thinking, way of being, blah, 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 blah. It would make it obsolete over time. It would eventually just push it out where it's no longer your new way of thinking and training for the most part. Obviously, we're humans. Life kind of goes like this. But for the most part, it would be that way. You would end up training your energy back into the healthier way by, and it's not to hate your human thoughts. It's just that they're there. You have to see them and decide what you want, what you don't want. But it's also to realize that sometimes, you develop patterns, when you're unaware of your abilities or what you're able to do, or unaware of your own power in your thinking and energy, and that develops over time in an unconscious way. Well, now if you're conscious, you can then retrain that in the way you want it to go, because you're conscious now and can will your energy and your thoughts in a different direction. No, it doesn't happen over time. Yes, you're human. Yes, it's going to go like this. But the more and more that you're setting it like that, the more it's going to start to move over in the other direction. Because at whatever point that happened and you came up with that old pattern you had, you weren't aware, hopefully, you weren't aware, and you came into a thought process that ended up separating and hurting and lowering the vibration of your energies, most importantly, your masculine and your feminine energies. So I think I hope I've said enough to where you guys get the concept of where I'm going with this. If you guys know how to connect to your highest self, I would recommend doing that. If not, do it however you do it and apply it to your way. But I realized that, and maybe there's other ways. If you do, please share them. Share them in the comments below, not only for me, but for the other people who watch these videos. But I found this was a very effective method for me. And it really hits to my heart. It really affects the way I think. It doesn't pop out a lot. I've done it a couple times. Sometimes I even do it in a moment where, if I'm like not seeing eye to eye with my partner, I'll kind of go off and do that. And it doesn't make it to where you just like bow down and you're like, okay, but it helps just get you in a healthy perspective, where you're able to come at a situation from like a neutral standpoint and meet with them in the middle, but not bring like all that other stuff that's not needed. You know what I mean? So, and most importantly, to keep yourself harmonized and balanced in the meantime, right? So that you can like get yourself where it needs to be, which then also helps your relationship or helps it peacefully pass and then find another one that is now in sync with you. But at the very least, you're at least going to be in a good place while you're allowing the other one to transition. So again, I think I've stated enough here on what can help you with this and the idea and the concept of it, really trying to work on it from an energetic standpoint first. Trust in your intuition. If you don't know the things that you're bringing into a situation, try automatic writing. I'm trying to think, like, maybe even going to someone who could help you with that. Maybe eventually me. I probably will start doing services again soon, but I don't know. And I don't know how I'll do them if I do, figuring that out. But there's many people that can help in this world. But I do know that I will be making this, if I don't end up putting like Patreon up soon, which I'm pretty sure I will. Like I've already started working on it. I'll make the meditation anyways and put it on YouTube. But I will be making this into a guided meditation or shamanic journey for those of you that have trouble going through this or visualizing this, just in a way of to guide you through it. Maybe you're not there yet with yourself, or you can't trust yourself yet, or you're needing safe space, so I will provide safe space within it. I will use my intuitive abilities within it. So whatever I bring up and I'm guided to say as far as what's being released, And of course, you can always listen to it and add your own stuff into it, right? Like it doesn't have to be to just what I'm saying. But some people find it easier to listen along to guided stuff, or there's something, I know there's some people who just find with my energy that's bringing it, it helps them, or whatever space I bring, it helps them. So I will be making it into a guided meditation or a guided shamanic journey. And if I don't get it up soon enough, I will put it on YouTube, but I do plan on putting it on my Patreon, because I think that's how I'm going to try to do things is, I don't want to short people out by the ones that can't go to Patreon, but so I will give like brief descriptions and instructions and what I figured out and still be sharing the information to the masses. But for the extra little bit of work that I go, that is kind of a little bit above and beyond. And those that need a little bit more help, a little bit more attention, a little bit more of like something connecting with me, they'll be able to go to my Patreon to be able to do that. So it'll be cool. It'll be fun. I'm going to start out with just stuff I know I can commit to. And then over time, we'll see. I know I kind of like the idea of having like an online kind of meetup or support group, or not even support group. Like it doesn't have to be support, but just for support or manifestation, but also just to have fun and come together. And we'll just see how it goes in. But I'll start out at first with just the meditations, the journeys, the extra videos, all the extras and all the more investment for me, the more connection to me, the more that you're getting from and with me to help within that process and the guidance I'm planning on doing on Patreon. But I will definitely be still giving on this channel to those who can do it raw on their own. I will be giving everything they need to those who can't or need help or they're not there yet, or honestly just like my energy and they feel safe with it and something about it helps them and they just like connecting with it. That'll be over on Patreon. So I love you guys. I have missed you. I'll probably be doing some videos to explain just on like where I've been. I don't know, I may or may not. It doesn't really matter, but it's been a while. A lot of stuff's happened. Some of it very crazy. So I'm definitely back. And I'll be doing different types of videos. Like it's not just going to be one, because honestly, I just plan on having fun with it this time. You know, whatever I feel like doing is what I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to trust that whether I just want to do it and hey, it's fun and people will still benefit from it, or whether it just feels fun to me because that's what I'm guided to do and somebody out there needs it. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I'm going to be doing this time. A little bit of chaos, a little bit of organization at the same time. So really blending my masculine and my feminine, but either way, I love you guys. I hope you've been well. Hope, you know, everybody's doing well. These are crazy times. I know I've gotten quite a few emails about if I'm okay and stuff. I am. I have been. I'm not going to explain too much on it, but I had to go figure some stuff out. I had to ground myself. I had to be a human again for a little while. And really just get myself balanced and right. And I just felt guided to. It was longer than I thought it was going to be, but it is what it is, and I don't know, it was just crazy to be honest. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm ready, and I feel more grounded, I feel more balanced, I feel more like me, so I have a little bit better of an idea of what I want to do and who I am. Who I am in all of this that I'm coming forward with, so, you know, because of my awakening and stuff. Like this is all new to me, and I think part of me wanted to go backwards until I realized like I couldn't. you really can't. So and I don't actually want to. So just finding my place in that and what I want to do, and being a human and enjoy being a human, but also enjoy doing the other stuff I can do and having fun and enjoy doing it, but having just a better balance of it. Finding my place in all of that. And I really had to find what is it that I want and who am I and how can I get this and how can I get this and how can I get this and what order do I want to submit to the universe or to myself, whatever. And work on getting that. Working on creating what it is that I want to create and what life I want to create. Because I believe I can, and I'm going to do it and work towards it and all that good stuff. Yeah, because I enjoy certain parts about like the whole being back to a human thing, but some of it I really didn't. And I was like, this is no good. I don't like this. And so, you know, anyways, I'm tweaking, taking lefts, taking rights, figuring it out. So, anyways, like I said, I've missed you guys. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll be back. It was a weird to put out as the first, and I didn't even plan on saying all this. So, I'll probably be doing a follow-up video and saying what I've been up to. I don't really know. But I'll definitely be doing more videos. I have a lot of ideas of ones I want to do them on. Some of them will be tarot. Some of them won't be. Some of them will be instructions. You know, you get the idea. Anyways, I'm going to go. I'm going to start rambling at this point. I love you guys. Hopefully that was clear enough for you. If you need clarifications, I guess leave it in the comment. You know, guys, I love reading your guys' comments and all that good stuff. If it helped you, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. But either way, I hope this helped you. I missed you guys. I love you, and I'll be seeing you soon.